As CEOs, we carry the weight of both performance and culture. And with the massive push towards AI and automation, there's a big trend that's emerging that's really worth paying attention to. At first glance, it's going to sound like a win. It's a sign that your systems are working. In fact, the Harvard Business Review recently put it this way: if employees are solving more problems independently and collaborating less, that's a sign automation is working. Now, on the surface, it sounds more efficient, it sounds more effective, but underneath the surface, it's actually a warning sign. You see, when collaboration decreases and independence increases, we might be gaining some speed in the short term, but we're losing connection. And over time, that trade off is costly. Let me explain. First of all, what's going to happen is trust begins to erode because people stop relying on each other and they stop building the relationship capital that's necessary to collaborate. And we start seeing it impacting culture like silence in meetings, declining engagement scores, and a quiet rise of self protection and internal politics. You see, recently I even heard of leaders that are frustrated because team members are sending their AI agents into meetings in their place. Now, if a meeting is important enough to require a person's presence, what message is being sent if an AI agent shows up in their stead? Now, as trust begins to erode, the next thing that starts to happen is innovation starts to slow down. Now, automation, it's true, it increases output, but true creativity and innovation, that's only sparked through collaboration. And where there are fewer collisions between these ideas and perspectives and disciplines, we start losing our adaptive and competitive edge. So the next thing that happens as innovation starts slowing down is that silos get reinforced. So silos are reinforced. We start without having shared problem solving, and the team starts optimizing for its own metrics instead of the overall mission. And before you know it, marketing, sales, operations, they're not just disconnected, they're in competition with each other. And strategy becomes more and more fragmented. Now, the fourth thing that happens is that future leaders stop developing because leadership is relational. And if we've got systems that only reward execution and not collaboration, then our emerging leaders never build the talent, the muscle, that the muscle for influence and empathy and trust building that's necessary to be able to lead teams and people. They can get work done. They're great individual contributors, but they stop growing at that level. And that creates a leadership vacuum over time. So you're probably sitting here going, great, I know I need the automation. So what do I do? So start with this question: where in my organization has efficiency increased, but connection started decreasing? Once you spot it, you can shift it. So don't just track your KPIs, start tracking the cohesion. Look for moments where collaboration used to happen naturally, and then start rebuilding it intentionally. Design space for cross functional problem solving, create rhythms that build trust, not just output. Reward bridge building, not just individual wins. Because when connection becomes part of the system, your culture doesn't just survive the automation, it's going to be able to evolve with it. Now, keep in mind, efficiency can scale your output in the short term, but only connection will scale your impact. So once you rebuild trust into the system, when collaboration becomes intentional, you're not just adapting to automation, you're actually future-proofing your culture. And that's the kind of leadership that doesn't just react to change, it shapes what comes next. So ask the question, make the shift, and lead from connection. If this is something that is resonating with you and you're saying, I'd love to be able to lead from connection, but I'm not quite sure how, let's talk. Helping rebuild connection at scale is what we do. This is what bridge leadership is all about.